Hello and welcome to Race 2. This is the highlights of League 4 in the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. So being Race 2, this is reverse grid. So as you can see there, reverse grid of the first race. We're going to keep an eye on the front. So we've got Azeroth at the front in the NSX, followed by Crazy Admiral also in the NSX, and Just Wilkie in the Sparco just behind. So reverse grid, second cars. Interesting to see how these cars take on Interlagos. So away from the start, we'll follow the action at the front. It looks like Slow Seamus in the Subaru. Doing well on the outside of four-wheel drive there. But Azeroth, good start into the first corner. 55.8 with Seamus going around the outside. That's been an absolute stupendous start for Seamus there. Going around the outside into the third corner, shall we say. But it looks like Crazy Admiral's on the inside with the NSX. This is going to be a battle all the way down to the, fourth corner? Maybe third corner? Depends how you see it. Crazy Admiral taking it. And then it looks like, yeah, we've got Steve Stones in the Lexus goes down the inside. But everybody running really wide into into that corner there. Brethman moving up in the Jaguar. If we look back, Just Wilkie's dropped down a few spots from the start. His Sparco is going to be a tough one to get off the start. And look at that, that's Blackie going down the inside of the Corvette. On the inside of Alehead, there's contact. There's contact all the way through there, as well as a little bit of lag. It doesn't look like he quite gets a move done, but he looks like he throws it down the inside of Alehead there. Gets a move done this time round. Looking back through the grid, we've got Dragon Eagle, Dion, up to 9th, with SimFX Tricky, 10th, and Fat Pickle Bro, 11th. 12th, James Harbin in the Ginsters Lexus, and bringing up the rear, we've got 55.8. So he looked like he was up there a little bit earlier, so it'd be interesting to see what happened. Let's cut to a replay. So let's have a look. He was second going into the first corner, got a little bit of a nudge from behind, comes down and bounces off Seamus. Oh,
Tango down.
Looks like he bounced off Seamus and went straight for a head nosedive into the wall, just where Max Verstappen ended up after his collision with Esteban Ocon. And it looks like he's going to be struggling with a bit of damage there. So it's going to be a long race to pull back up to the front of the pack after that issue there for the 55.8. So back at the front, we've got Azeroth 2000 leading the way in the NSX, sponsored by Smirnoff. It looks like he's trying to make a little bit of a gap there. Second up, we've got Crazy Admiral also in the NSX. Third, Steve Stones in the Lexus, pulling back through the group. It looks like he's got past Slow Seamus in the Boxer Mobile. Fourth. Fifth, Just Wilkie, should be fast down this straightaway here. Sixth, Brethman in the Jaguar. Blackie 7th in the Corvette. SimFX making good progress in the Heineken Lexus, while 9th goes to Alehead in the NSX. It looks like the battle for 10th and 11th just swaps as Dion takes past Pickle Bro, as he also loses a space out to James Harbin and goes from 10th to 12th. And then final, we've got 55.8 bringing up the rear in 13th. Oh, there is a 14th, so that's Burger Bomb. What's happened to him? We'll have to cut to another replay because we didn't get a chance to see that. So we're back to the first lap. It looks like coming down into third or fourth corner. Burger Bomb runs wide, loses the rear end,
Target
and comes across, and out he goes. So that's what dropped him back down the pack, and he actually dropped him past behind 55.8 just there. Whilst back at the front of the grid, we can see Steve Stones looking racy, looking down the inside of Crazy Admiral in the Lexus. Does it have the straight line speed? Looks like he's got the move done before the braking point. Hard on the brakes to both go, and completes that move. So Steve Stones making good his escape and trying to work his way back up the pack. Of course, having to start a bit, mid-table, should we say, for this race. While further back, we've got Just Wilkie on the inside of Slow Seamus. So it's going to be interesting to see if Just Wilkie can hold off the Boxer Mobile. He actually clips the wall there, and Slow Seamus goes into the back of the Sparco, and I think it's not cost him much time really at all. I think there's a little bit of contact there. Just Wilkie getting pushed to the outside there. He's going to struggle on the outside. Yeah, he's dropped right back down to 7th. And looks like he's going to come under attack from SimFX. Oh. Wow, what we're going to do it doesn't look like it's over for Wilkie here. It's absolute chaos at this point. What we'll do, we'll rewind it and we'll have a look how it looked from on board with just Wilkie. Right, so we joined back at the start of the lap with just Wilkie coming out, getting good exit there. And actually he's pulling alongside Slow Seamus. Slow Seamus got nowhere to go. He's boxed in behind Crazy Admiral and just Wilkie. The pink Sparco's got the inside, brakes late, just nudges the back, and it looks like there's Azeroth in the front there, losing out to Steve Stone. Steve Stone's now the leader, and there you go. So just Wilkie hits the wall, then gets a nudge, so doesn't really cost the Slow Seamus or just Wilkie anything, and then Slow Seamus hits the back of just Wilkie. So getting a bit rough in this second race here, and then there's more contact there. SimFX now behind. He goes for a bit of a dive there and actually pushes out just Wilkie there. And then just Wilkie gets into the back of Alehead. It's all gone a bit Pete Tong. SimFX then loses out onto the grass. Maybe he's trying to let just Wilkie back past. Little bits of lag here and there. And then Alehead and Slow Seamus also then go into some contact. Just Wilkie now looks down the inside of Alehead. Nothing quite doing there. And then there's more contact. More contact as they all go. And then there's Breathmin ahead going round. Oh, it seems like race 2, everybody's got their elbows out and everybody started pushing everybody around. And there's the 88, 58, 55-8 even, pulling back through the grid. Already made up 4 positions due to others' misfortune. So this looks like it's the battle to watch here, 4th to 9th. As you can see, there's 3 wide here. Alehead in the middle, SimFX down the inside, and Pickle Bro on the outside. And it come out, and it's just 2 wide now. And it looks like SimFX has taken the position there. Slow Seamus now falling back to 12th. Coming into the tight infill section. Is there anything much happening here? Pickle Bros looking down the inside, not quite there. Got Dion, Dragon Eagle just ahead with James Harben trying to make up spaces. It looks like James Harben's gone a little bit wide there. Can he look down the inside of Blackie in the Corvette? Looks like he can. Can he get the move done? Looks like he can get that move done. Corvette stuck out on the outside. Look how close this is. So James Harben's now managed to pull away from that group. Blackie's holding everybody up here. Well, I wouldn't say he's holding everybody up, but he's holding everybody off. So out at the final corner, Junkow. Corvette speed's going to be useful up here. So got 6th Dion. Looks like he's already lost out to SimFX on the way up the hill. SimFX now needs to look at Blackie. We've got Pickle Bro just behind. Looks like SimFX has got Blackie. Now everybody's starting to spread out. It looks like the race is a bit clear. Blackie goes very deep on the brakes there. Baby a little bit too late. Loses the position. But Dragon Eagle can't get past. But Pickle Bro's got the better exit there. It's alongside him. He's going to have the slipstream of that Corvette. Oh, get it. Come on, give each other some room here, lads. And there we go. Fat Pickle Bro through. Can he get Blackie in the next corner? Not quite. Right. So it's been high tide since a rundown. So let's get to it. So leading the way, we have Steve Stones with a nice gap building up here. He needs to get his head down and try and bust in those laps in the Lexus. Second, we've got Crazy Admiral in the NSX doing well, keeping up the pace and keeping in a podium position. Third, we've got Azeroth, a lot of better showing on this race than race 1. Came last in race 1 in the SLS, but holding a podium position at this point. Fourth, James Hardman, one of the front runners from race 1, highest of them that's picked their way through the traffic so far. Fifth, SimFX Tricky, doing well working his way through with the Pickle Bro in 6th. So these 3 were the, well, 3, 4 were the top runners of race 1, and they're starting to make their way through. 7th, we've got Dragon Eagle in the Lexus as well. And then 8th, Blackie. It's been a tough lap for him on this one. He's lost quite a few positions, but can he hold off Alehead, who's 9th in the NSX just behind? Up to 10th, we've got the 55-8. God, that gamer tag is not getting any easier to say. Looks like he's looking, but gets his nose in, but not quite. Can he get him on the cutback? Doesn't look like it. 11th, we've got Slow Seamus in the Burble Bus. And 12th, we've got Just Wilkie recovering in the Sparco. I wonder if tyre wear started to affect him now. 13th, we've got Burger Bomb recovering after that incident on lap 1. And 14th, Breathmint. We saw him spin out on the way up from Junkao, and it looks like he's still trying to recover in the F-Type. So looking back through the field, it looks like James Harben and SimFX have both got past Azeroth. Azeroth is down to 4th and just outside the podiums, but James Harben's got SFX Tricky all over the rear end. So can he hold the Heineken Lexus off for the remaining of this race? I have to say that Jinx's livery on that Lexus is absolutely fantastic. It definitely looks like a BTCC car. Now we've got Fat Pickle Bro on the back of Azeroth. Can he take advantage, get past the NSX? Cracking livery as well on the NSX there. The Smirnoff, loving the colours, the black and the blue. Right, Fat Pickle Bro's got a good exit. Looks like he's got past him before he's even got up to the top of the hill. So brilliant traction from the Lexus out of that final corner in Junkao. And it looks like he's got the move done. But look at the gap that Steve Stones has opened up. We just saw a flash of him at the front as SimFX Tricky goes for James Harben into turn 1. Does he pull it up in time? He does. Does James Harben manage to get the cut back? Looks like he got a good exit, but didn't manage to get the cut back. Can he use a slipstream? Wow, look at Fat Pickle Bro right in his rear view mirror now. We'll go on board. Can Fat Pickle Bro take a jab at James Harben? Not quite. SimFX goes deep into there. Is that given? Oh, this is some close racing. If we look back through the grid, we've got quite a big battle here. 55.8 up to 7th. Slow Seamus turfing out Blackie there. That was elbows out and coming through kind of style. So that's 7th, 8th, 9th. 10th with Crazy Admiral, dropping back now, so he was running in 2nd, so it looks like there was an issue for him. And just took a side swipe at Just Wilkie just there. Wow, that's a lot of glare. But these guys are all close. That's 11th, 12th, 13th, and yeah, that's 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th all the way there. And it's getting a little bit bumpy, lads. So let's go on board, sit in the middle here. We've got Alehead with 2 NSXs up ahead, and we've got Just Wilkie just behind. Looks like he's getting a good exit. This Scirocco should be good in a straight line. Should have a lot of straight line pace. I'm just worried about the tyre wear. I keep on saying it, but looks like in the slipstream he had initially the advantage, but then there was nowhere to go. So nowhere to use all that additional pace. Up over the top we go, breaking into the first corner. NSX is 3 wide. Alehead gets his nose down the inside, pushes Crazy Admiral sideways, and Just Wilkie just goes around the outside. Great move there to take him up to 12th. And it looks like we've had our first retirement from the race. So Breathmint holding up the rear of the grid at the moment in 14th. Coming down, it looks like he's still on his recovery driving the F-Type. Braking into the third corner, a little bit wide. It's gone very, 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 very wide and actually spins out there. Looks like the car's still running. Although, is there a mechanical issue? It looks like there must be some sort of... No, he's going. He's going again. Or is there any power? So it looks like potentially a transmission error issue for Breathmint there. It looks like the car's going, but he's got no forward momentum. Looks like it's, yeah, locked out in neutral. Meanwhile, we'll cut back to the front. We've got Steve Stones trying to make good his escape. We've got SimFX Tricky, James Harben, and Fat Pickle Bro, all within touching distance of each other. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So down the main straight, Fat Pickle Bro looks like he doesn't have as much slipstream as James Harben. James Harben ducks to the inside. Looking down the inside of SimFX into the first corner. All 3 are on the brakes. Looks like he's got the move done. SimFX Tricky's alongside. Has to concede the corner there. It looks like Fat Pickle Bro actually made a mistake and has actually dropped right back into the clutches of Dion in Dragon Eagle in his Lexus, who's just got past Azeroth in the NSX. Azeroth starting to move back down through the field, but this, if we can hold on to 6th, that is a lot better than the 14th he achieved in the first race. Fat Pickle Bro holding off Dragon Eagle there. Dragon Eagle having to concede. Can't go around the outside just there. Looking back ahead, and it looks like now SimFX Tricky has got James Harben back. Now, can he open up the gap? Can he try and close in on Steve Stones ahead, or is he going to just fall into the clutches of James Harben and the slipstream up along the start-finish straight into the a tight technical middle sector? Looks like they're definitely catching up on Steve Stones. Fat Pickle Bro's actually catching up all of these guys now after having to hold off Dion. And it looks like he's right on the chuff of James Harben. Is James Harben going to become from the hunter to the hunted within one lap? Final corner, Junkow. Well, final real corner, Junkow on the power. Looks like James Harben's got a good exit there. He should have a good slipstream of SimFX just ahead. Can he make anything of it? Looks like he's looking racy. We'll go on board. Yeah, Fat Pickle Bro's not got the slipstream enough. There we go, James Harben looks down the inside again. Hard on the brakes. Can he get the move done again? Looks like he has. Looks like SimFX concedes that, tries to get the cut back. Yeah, he's got the better exit onto this second straight, but it looks like he had to duck out the power a little bit there. Where's Fat Pickle Bro? Fat Pickle Bro is right on the back of this. We'll switch to him. Looks like he's conceding. He's not going to... Yeah, we can hear a little lift there. Down into the third corner. James Harben runs a little bit wide. Fat Pickle Bro's got a good exit there, but nothing to do with it. Just nowhere to go. And just behind we've got Dragon Eagle. This is... Where's Steve Stone's gone? I've just noticed this is a battle for the lead. What we'll do, we'll pause this battle here and we'll go and check a replay. So we're following on with Steve Stones. So here he is. He's got a nice lead there. What happened? Down the start finish. He's actually pitting. So that's the first of the pit stops. So I think that's quite an early pit stop. So he's into the pits and changing tyres. Anybody else following along? So let's have a quick look back through the group. Doesn't look like anybody pitting this lap. So is that going to be a stroke of genius for Steve Stones or an issue? Because where's he going to pop out? He could pop out in traffic and not be able to use those nice fresh tyres. So this is now the battle for the lead up here. James Harben in the lead. SimFX second. And Pickle Bro in third. With Dragon Eagle just behind him fourth. There we go. We've just found Steve Stones. He's come out the pits. He's managed to get out just ahead of Burger Bomb and Blackie. So he's got some clear track ahead of him all the way up to Slow Seamus. So that should be handy. And what we'll do a quick rundown of the standings, how they stand right this moment. So in first, at this point at least, we've got James Harben in the Lexus. Second, SimFX Tricky in the Lexus. Looks like he doesn't want to stay there though. Third, Fat Pickle Bro. Fourth, a Dragon Eagle. You can see these top four are separated by what, 4 car lengths? Fifth, we've got Azroff in the NSX, still doing a great job there. Can he continue his upward trend? Sixth, Slow Seamus in the NSX. Is that four-wheel drive starting to struggle with tyre wear? Seventh, 55.8, a good recovery drive after issues on the first lap. Eighth, Steve Stones, after that fresh set of boots. Be interesting to see what kind of lap times he's putting in and if anybody else is pitting. Ninth, Blackie in the Corvette. 10th, Crazy Admiral in the NSX, followed by Burger Bomb very closely. 12th, Just Wilkie. Looks like he's heading for the pits. Probably a good idea with being front wheel drive. And then it's be now, where's Alehead, just with Just Wilkie there. It looks like we've also had some extra pit stops. So let's see if we can find those pit stops. Yeah, looking at the battle for the lead, James Harben and SimFX are now on their own at the lead. So it looks like Fat Pickle Bro has pitted. Let's see if he's pitted and come out ahead of Steve Stones. It doesn't look like he has. Look at that, he's right in the traffic. Down to 11th, Burger Bomb and Crazy Admiral just ahead. And look, Steve Stones has actually caught up already onto his traffic. Can he? It looks like he's actually pulled out a bit more of a gap than when he went into the pits. So that's been a good pit stop for Steve Stones there. So he's up to 5th. Slow Seamus looking down the inside, but nothing much doing. He's going to be on a lot older tyres, so probably be best to just tuck in there and use a slipstream. Looking back, where is... There we are. We can see Fat Pickle Bro looking down the inside of Burger Bomb. It looks like he might have... Yeah, he actually looks a little bit closer to Steve Stones. back at the front. We've got James Harben still in the lead. Second, SimFX. Looks like James Harben's maybe going for the pits. Are they both going for the pits? They're both going for the pits. And what's Dragon Eagle doing? Dragon Eagle's carrying on. So going for a different strategy here. Will that pay off in the long run? Azroff still going in the NSX. That will promote him up to second. Third, Steve Stone, so de facto leader. Blackie not pitting too, and then we've got Fat Pickle Bro. So what we'll do, we'll have a look where Fat Pickle Bro is when the other two come out of the pit. So we're looking for James Harben and the Heineken SimFX. I've just seen a rear wing in the pit lane. Let's see where we're at. There they are. They're alongside. It looks like Fat Pickle Bro's managed to jump the two. So now he's second place if all the pit stops ironed out right now. It looks like James Harben's still holding off SimFX, and that means that was a good undercut there from Fat Pickle Bro. Looking back through the grid, it looks like Burger Bomb still not pitted yet, neither has Alehead. Looks like the 55.8 has pitted along with Slow Seamus in the Burble Bus just behind. Just Wilkie, we saw him pit one of the early pitters, so it's going to be interesting to see how he's doing. Still ahead of Crazy Admiral. So now our de facto leader is Dragon Eagle, Dion, in the Lexus, but he's done, 3 extra laps over people like Steve Stone's, 4 extra laps maybe? Looks like he's got a little bit of understeer coming out the final corner. Is this the time for him to pit? Has he stayed out too long, or is he doing less pit stops than the guys around him? These are all questions I don't know the answer to. And it looks like he's into the pits. So leader into the pits. Azroff in the NSX done a good stint there into the pits. So that puts Steve Stones back into the lead. Running a fantastic race here. But now he's got Fat Pickle Bro and James Harben on the hunt down to catch him. It's going to be interesting to see where Dion comes out. I reckon he's going to lost out a little bit. He's probably going to be down round SimFX. We'll find out. So SimFX struggling to get past Blackie here in the Corvette. The Corvette doing well. I believe he's not pitted. Looks like he's going to go to the inside now, but I see no Dion. Where is Dion? There he is, 7th. So yeah, did lose quite a bit of time to SimFX. Good few spaces there. So it looks like things are starting to tighten up near the front of the grid. We'll do a quick rundown because I think all but one car is currently pitted. We've got the leader, Steve Stones, in the Lexus. Second, Fat Pickle Bro, closing every corner at this point. And then we've got James Harben keeping Fat Pickle Bro really honest at this point. He cannot make a mistake because James Harben will be down it like a ferret. Fourth, SimFX, trying to make up for getting caught up in traffic, but he looks like he is catching the top 3. Fifth, Dragon Eagle, after breaking through the traffic. Looks like he's lost a little bit of track position, but he's probably on fresher tyres there. Getting past Burger Bomb, who's made a good recovery drive up to 6th. Remember, he had some issues on the first couple of laps. It looks like he's one of the people who hasn't pitted at this point. 7th, we've got Azroff. Again, still doing really well. I know he's dropped down a couple of positions, but holding off 55.8 at the moment and Slow Seamus and holding up good pace. And that brings us off on to 8th, 55.8 in the Lexus, trying to find a way past Azroff while trying to hold off Slow Seamus in the Subaru in 9th. 10th, we've got Just Wilkie in that Sparco, trying to hold off Blackie. It looks like Blackie's fresh out the pit, so he's going to have some good tyres on him, and that's one thing that Sparco is probably going to be struggling on. 11th, that is Blackie in the Corvette, and 12th we've got Alehead in the NSX. Was doing well near the start of the race, had a couple of issues and fallen a little bit further back. Maybe can use a bit of strategy to get back into the race. Oh, there's Burger Bomb in fact pitting right now. Where are we? And there's Crazy Admiral in 12th. So it looks like Crazy Admiral and Blackie are probably going to be quite close. Let's get back to the front of the grid. So while we was doing that rundown, there was a battle for the lead going on. So we can see Steve Stones, Fat Pickle Bro, going down to the 3rd corner. I'm going to call it the 3rd corner, sod 4 corners. Right, down it, and it looks like Pickle Bro's managed to outbrake him around the outside. That's a fantastic move there. And now we have Steve Stones looking down the inside. Steve Stone's going through. Looks like, yeah, it looks like Steve Stone's went for the slightly harder tyre, and it's starting to show its age now. But do the two guys ahead have to do a second pit stop? Will they come back to Steve Stone's? These are questions I just don't know the answer to. So a lap after losing the lead to James Harben and Fat Pickle Bro, it looks like Steve Stone's now under pressure from SimFX. Went down to the third corner, SimFX goes to the inside, fresher tyres, gets the braking done. Steve Stone tries to close the door but just can't quite do it. Nose of the Lexus is alongside him, so he's going to have to concede that position. So it looks like we've got two, well, look at that, that's the top five there, all in close proximity. It looks like James Harben's actually come back and gone back on the offensive there, gone down the inside. He's going to have the inside for this corner, and he gets the job done. So he manages to pull the rabbit back out of the hat and get back past SimFX. I bet SimFX is cursing that he didn't cover off that move, as it's going to hold him up trying to catch James Harben and Fat Pickle Bro just a little bit further up the race. We're getting into the twilight hours of this race now, so he's now looking around the outside. Steve Stones tries to cut back, nothing doing. Down into the final corner on the power. It's going to have a nice slipstream, but look, here comes Dragon Eagle. Dragon Eagle's now starting to look a little bit racy, just behind these two. More these two fight, the further they're going to fall back into his clutches. I don't think there'll be any more tyre stops at this point. We know Steve Stone's stopped early, so don't know whether the tyre wear is really going to start hitting him or not. Down into the first corner, we need to see the action here. Steve Stone stays on the inside, covers off the move. SimFX can't get the move done. Can he get the cut back and then down on the second straight? Looks like he can, but he's going to go around the outside. Is he going to go around the outside? That's pretty ballsy. There's not going to be much room. Steve Stone gives him racing room. That's a really good move all the way around the outside there. Down to the third corner. Looks like he's got that move covered off. Right, Steve Stone's now down to fourth. He needs to concentrate, try and use a slipstream at SimFX ahead, and try and stay out of the reach of Dragon Eagle just behind. So let's do a quick rundown of the standings on lap 15. So leading the way, we've got Fat Pickle Bro in the Mag Tools Lexus with James Harben right behind. It seems like the whole race James has been Fat Pickle Bro's shadow, and it still carries on. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can break that and just sneak his way back past. Third, SimFX, newly promoted up onto the podium and trying to catch the two ahead. Fourth, Steve Stones has got Dragon Eagle all over the rear of him, coming up over the hill. It looks like the tyres are really starting to struggle. Is he going for a second pit stop? He's going for a 2 pit stop strategy, so he's into the pits. So Dragon Eagle takes that position. So just behind, we've got 55.8 doing a very good recovery drive up into the middle of the top 10 in the Lexus. Currently just trying to hold off Slow Seamus in that Boxer mobile. I'm not going to say its name. And it looks like Steve Stone's coming out just ahead of them, so we'll pause the rundown and see where he's at. He's going to have fresh tyres. He probably would have taken the super softs. Yeah, he's just behind that battle, so he's going to be probably quite racy, and he needs to try and pass those two to make that pit stop really worth it, and see if he can catch Dion just ahead. Down in 8th, we've got Burger Bomb still on his recovery drive. I think it's done well for how much of an issue he had. He was at the very back, completely spun out on the first lap. 9th, Avroth, so still dropped back a little bit, but still been nice and consistent. Hasn't made any mistakes. Just needs to increase that pace a little bit in the Smirnoff NSX. 10th, we've got Blackie in the Corvette. Quite a quiet race for Blackie. A little bit of bumping and grinding near the start of the race, but just trying to keep a good, consistent pace at the moment in the M&M's vehicle. 11th, Alehead. Again, another one having quite a quiet race. Nothing much changing with him. Just Wilkie had quite an entertaining race. He's been up and down this grid in the pink Scirocco, so it's going to be interesting to see where he finishes up. 13th and last, Crazy Admiral in the M&M, the other M&M car, this time a Honda NSX, and then the only retirement so far, Breathmin. So at the moment, the closest battle on the road is for 5th, 6th and 7th. We've got 55.8 holding off Slow Seamus in the Burble bus, with now the very fast Steve Stones with a new set of boots catching the two of them. Looks like the 88 holding off Steve Stones down the inside, but Slow Seamus, but Slow Seamus might have the inside side. Steve Stones is just saying here, move out of the way guys, I've got a race to race. But it looks like 55.8 holding off Slow Seamus. Steve Stone's now down the inside of Seamus. I think it'd probably be wise for Seamus just to let him go. He's going to have the fresher tyres and then try and use him getting past 55.8 to his advantage. Into the final corner, junk out. It looks like Slow Seamus is a little bit wide there. Maybe the four-wheel drive is starting to take effect. But look at this. Look, just added to the battle here. We've got Burger Bomb on his recovery drive, now right on the bumper of Steve Stones. So will he have the slipstream down here? Looks like the NSX is looking pretty racy on the back of the Lexus. The Lexus isn't gaining on the Subaru yet, is he? He's going for the inside. Come on, change camera angle. There we go. It looks like Steve Stones and Burger Bomb both get past Slow Seamus there. Slow Seamus still trying to hold on. Going round the outside. Has the Subaru got the grip? Doesn't look like quite he's got the grip, so Burger Bomb slots in just behind Steve Stones. So can Steve Stones now take advantage and take on 55.8? 55.8 now all the way up into 5th. Remember, he also had an issue at the start of the race. Him and Burger Bomb were 13th and 14th at one point in this race, and now they're what, 5th, 6th, 7th, 5th and 8th. So that's really good driving from the guys there. So this is definitely where the hottest battles are. Looks like a few people have spread out at this point. So looks like the 88 still ahead of Steve Stones. Seamus down the inside of Burger Bomb. Going to go on board with Seamus. Now ahead of Burger Bomb. Coming down into the final corner. Looking at Steve Stones. Oh, Burger Bomb, don't put the nose in there. He's gone wide. 55.8 also going wide from there. And that's really cost Slow Seamus there. It looks like Burger Bomb backed out of it to save embarrassments, but it looks like up ahead 55.8 running wide there. Looks like he's given up the place to Steve Stones. And that was actually the last lap. That was the last lap, last corner. So what we'll do, wow, that's fantastic. So we'll check on the standings as they go across the line. I'm just going to do a quick rewind. So coming across the line, a well-deserved win there for Fat Pickle Bro in the Lexus Mac Tools sponsored. Second, James Harben, his constant shadow. Not so much a shadow at the end, but still there. And the final place on the podium, SimFX in the Heineken car, with Dragon Eagle coming up in 4th, so trying to make his way back through. So 5th goes to Steve Stones, as we've seen just a moment ago, and it was drag race all the way to the end. It's 55.8 made a mistake on the final corner of the final lap. 7th, Slow Seamus with Burger Bomb's 8th. It looks like they swapped back positions after that nudge. 9th, great result for Azeroth there, just holding off Blackie in the Corvette. 12th, Alehead in the NSX. And 11th, Alehead in the NSX, and 12th, just Wilkie, and finally 13th, Crazy Admiral. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. There'll be more on the channel. We've got some more races to come up soon. So if you liked it, give it a like. That'd be very much appreciated. If you've really liked it, subscribe. If you hated it, give it a dislike. That's perfectly fine. Just let me know in the future how I can do it better. Until next time, good night.